Hi, it's Carter, man, and I want to go over something with you that I've touched on before. As a matter of fact, some of you might say, you're kind of riding that horse into the ground. But I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. Because I think what has become of the mainstream media is a genuine danger to our democracy, okay? Genuine danger to our democracy. I did a great Coffee with the Carter Man that was up on YouTube, but YouTube pulled it down because they disagreed with something we said. And of course, the pink-haired androgynous wokesters at YouTube won't stand for that. But in it, I talked about the fact that the mainstream media today is thoroughly out of control. Their constant, vile, vicious attacks on Trump for years now have signaled us that something has gone haywire. Something has gone very haywire. This is not the days of John Cameron Swayze, Walter Cronkite, John Daly, these people anymore. The mainstream media now is run by a cabal of, I'm going to say it, vicious, vindictive, vituperative vixens, women who don't seem to have any control over themselves. I'm going to say it, who seem to be mentally ill. They have abandoned any pretense, not only of objectivity, but I'm going to say it again, of sanity, okay? Way overboard. I've shown you this picture before. She is to me kind of the poster girl of somebody who has become so filled with hatred, venom, vitriol, that she has lost her mind. Look at this is Caitlin Collins' normal look when interviewing conservatives anymore. It's a look you wouldn't tolerate from your local supermarket cashier and would certainly shun if it came from a neighbor. That's not normal. I'm sorry, that's not even a normal type of look that people give each other, okay? It shows a degree of derangement that's kind of just outright frightening. But unfortunately, she's not alone. They're all like that. Every network now is anchored by a woman who seems to have just plunged headlong off the deep end and become psychotic. Okay, lest you doubt that. Look at this picture, screen capture of this Kirsten Welker over at NBC. Is that a normal look? Folks, if you saw that look in the eyes of one of your neighbors, you'd either move or buy a Doberman, okay? This is not a normal person. And you might, but yet she's interviewing Lindsey Graham there, I think. And yet you might say, well, Carter, that's just a bad picture of her. No, it's the norm. It is the norm. I think that might have been her Tom Cotton interview. With any those are not normal eyes. That's crazoid territory, folks. That is crazoid territory. And she and her cohorts who look like that, Dana Bash, the Lindsay with an E, Davis, they all have that same wild-eyed look about them now, revealing an in-depth hatred for conservatives that has driven them over the top. Now, lest you think, oh, you're overstating it, Carter. Let me show you a little picture here. One of my favorite actresses of old, from a movie called Straight Jacket, okay? Straight Jacket. Betty Davis wielding her axe in Straight Jacket right before she was committed to the insane asylum. Do those eyes look at all familiar to you? Whoa, hold on. Hold on, where have I seen that look before? That's where we are with the mainstream media today. I don't know what happened to these women, and it is without exception, by the way. All the networks, CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, all four of those, and of course MSNBC, they're all crazoids. That's not normal. And it is incredibly destructive to a society when you hand over your most influential media to people who belong with her in the loony bin. Okay? I'm just telling you, that's where we are. And we need to fight it tooth and nail. Number one, turn off any network news. Boycott it. If you get any surveys, say, look, I can't stand those people, and they have no credibility. The latest surveys show the news media now has less credibility than used car salesmen and politicians. You can't get much lower than that. And if you wonder why, for God's sake, God help us. Turn off the network news. Turn on the alternative media. There's plenty of great alternative media out there. I consider Epoch Times alternative media. Washington Times is alternative media. They're alternative media now. Okay, the Duran, Benny Johnson, Mark Dice, all these people. Turn them on, watch them. Free Republic, The Insight on SBN, on the SBN network. Okay, Sun Life Network. Folks, you got to do it because our nation can't survive these people. They're nuts. They're certifiably insane, and we got to fight them in every turn to get our country out of their hands. Let's do this thing.